is what happens.
But how do we
We don't know what makes us the people who we are. So
correct.
As much as you disagree with why that person is the way that they are, we don't know what in life makes them that way, right?
But at the end of the day, if I ask you, Nicole, I'll give you an option. Are you bringing herpers together or dividing them?
That's dividing. I will definitely say.
Is Nikki T
people together?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to bring y'all together right now. I'll give you an example. And you know who it is. Like I have so much respect for someone, but I can't watch the podcast because of how they talk and address women. And it's not because women don't, because clearly a lot of women enjoy it and a lot of women like it, but the way I was raised,
it's their edge, and that's not
the way I was raised
either.
My father would not allow me to sit around and listen to it, but it doesn't make the person wrong, right? It just makes it not right for me. I don't want nothing ill to happen to anyone else. So what I'm trying to get
okay, hang on. Let me ask you a question. Is that person unifying or dividing us?
See, it's on a fence.
He's dividing us. I think hands down, he's dividing us. Here's the thing. That man is going through a health battle that I don't want to sound like I'm beating up on, because he and I are close in a way that no other podcaster and I will be that close. Everything we do should unify us. Now, granted, I have divided, I guess, with my opinions of things. So, like, I understand that. Like, I'm able to put it all down and say, look, the shit that happened before was bad. Things were not straightened out. I do have feelings, but we were closer than this before. We're going to be closer than this now, and I don't give a fuck about the past. If you can put it down, I'll put it down, but the silence is fucking deadly. The silence is awful. Look, I'm like about to cry. The silence is so damaging to us. Okay, the silence between me and Bob Clark. Bob Clark is a fucking shitty person, and that's why he's not on Wharf Market anymore. That's why he's not because his past finally fucking caught up with him to a point where he can't get away from it, where he's deleted all the 1-star reviews and he's shot down all the motherfuckers by saying he's Bob Clark and he's better than this person and that person. But at the end of the day, he's done more. He's sold more stuff that wasn't what it said it was, or more shit that died. I mean, to the point to where I've gotten bags from the dude with dead mites in them when you pour the snake out, because he puts a snake in the bag, he sprays for venomite in the bag, he ties the bag up, he puts it in the box and ships it to you. Okay, Nikki, this is a bad political game you're involved in, and I know you want to breed snakes, and I know y'all want to be like Ozzy listening to this, but I want you to know that in my time period being in this game, I did not have the type of experience that you guys are having. Mm-hmm. It was every man for himself. We were killing each other. We were stealing from each other. We were trying to get every single sale, and some of it went to some of our heads. And for me, it didn't. For me, I truly hope this comes off this way. Well, I truly do believe that if you are not further in this,
right? We don't know what you're going through. I'm
going through this. I'm going through being this much of a man from here to here, raising a child, operating 2 businesses, paying a mortgage, cutting up, doing my thing in the world, traveling, doing a lot of shit, doing a lot more shit. Okay. And this is it. You want to know my fantasy? I'll tell it to you. If you gave me a djinn, right? A genie in a lamp, and I rubbed that lamp and he came out and he said, I'll give you one wish. Just one. I'm a different kind of djinn. What will it be? I said, I want 4 pills. They all cause my level of paralysis, no more, no less. Every bit of pain, every bit of medical complication. 1 pill lasts 1 day, 1 pill 1 month, 1 pill 1 year, 1 pill forever for the rest of your life with absolutely no coming back from it. Mm-hmm. Every one of the people in my life, including you, would get the 1-day pill. Nicole, you would never get anything but the 1-day pill. Mm-hmm. You felt it in your arm already. I don't have to tell you what it feels like from the chest to your toes.
Right.
If you imagine. Okay, now, Greg Graziani, you know who I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. He lost his arm last year to a gator. Mm-hmm. After he got out of the hospital and he kicked opiates, he called me. And he told me of the pain he was experiencing in his once was left arm, which is no longer there. So he knows it's not hurting because it's not there.
It's not there.
So I know I'm hurting, but I don't know I'm not hurting because when I look down, it's all here. He looks down, it's not there. And he told me, Sean, it's cold. It's like pins and needles. It's like my hand is still there, but my hand fell asleep, and it just is in that point where it's so painful you can't stand it, but you can stand it because you know the feeling is coming back to your hand. Do you know what I mean? When your hand falls asleep and the pins and needles, they hurt.
Like you can't really move it,
so bad.
Yeah.
Right. And then he said, but wait a minute, dude. The area of sensation around the wound area, the nerves are so sensitive that if you touch that area, it hurts like the day my arm was ripped off. But this is where he gets. He said, but I kicked opiates based on what you told me. You did. And I left the hospital with a pain that was a 9.5 on a 10 scale. And 3 weeks later, I'm not taking opiates, and that pain scale, that pain is only a 2 on a 9, on a 10, because now I'm used to it, and I'm operating with it, and I'm using it every day to drive me forward and do more stuff, just like you said you did. But let me ask you something. Is what I just described to you, the feeling, the pain, the sensation, do you really feel that from your chest down to your toes? All day, every day?
I can't feel it because I'm not. I can imagine because I felt.
You can imagine because you felt it in. Yeah, I'm telling you, you felt it when it happened. Imagine the permanence of that.
Yes.
The permanence of that.
Right. Of that pain.
The fact that you understand that I could go into this pain at any moment and tell you the most horrible thing you've ever heard a human being ever say to you. And I'm not mad at you, but I'm bringing you to my level. I'm telling you, this is what I feel like right now. And when it comes to somebody who doesn't feel this, and that's the kind of person you are, I wish to give you the 1-year pill. No doubt. You would get the 1 day, as would everybody else in my life, including my daughter, would get the 1 day. And that is ultimately the best therapy I've been able to come up with for myself, to be able to tell you what I wish I could do with this, because this injury is not going to change, dude. It's not going to go away. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to cause me more health problems. I'm to the point where now I have no employee and I'm working sometimes 8 and 10 hours a day, and I can't do this. So I'm selling my animals because I can't do this. I can't do this to them, and I can't do this to me. However, I can sit here and talk on this microphone and inspire someone to do better with animals without railing on you for being a bad person or choosing something that wasn't.
That is why you have to do it. Remember what I said?
I agree.
Like,
I agree. I need to go back to it. I do, but in the same
nobody should upset you enough or make you furious enough to just walk away.
Honestly, I do disagree with you there, because I do believe that at some point you will put enough time in this business that someone will say something about you publicly that you truly did not earn and that you truly do resent.
but
well, it does happen now, and I'm really sorry. I don't exactly know.
It happens there. I just don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, honestly, but in the way of, that could be even sent as a sign of jealousy, not a sign of just open disrespect. Right. In my case, it's just a sign of open disrespect. Like, if you come at me like that, and I haven't done you wrong, but I have done all this other stuff for the industry, in a lot of people's opinions, that I've done things for the industry, just bullshit alone, that the people that have said I've saved their hobby, I've saved their time. Maybe I'm like sounding like a terrible narcissist right now. I hate to sound this way, but I like to at least say that I've given more than I've taken.
Right.
Can you say that about me? Can you say I've given more than I've taken? I don't know.
I think we should end right there, Sean.
I like you to.
I think that one of the things, going back to what I said in the beginning and in the intro of this, is that.
But that's why I stopped. You want to know why I stopped this? That's why I stopped this, because ungrateful fuckers are truly wrecking the thing that I love, the thing that I wish was better.
All right. So can we end on a
positive note? Sure.
So
I don't want this to backfire on me, and it probably will. More than likely, it will.
It will not. because you're on Reptiles and Cocktails, where we just have conversations. And I'm gonna,
I really wanted to be down. I wanted to be on Air Down Fridays and stuff like that too. But whenever I left MJ in the dust, I lost my invitation to everyone's podcast. That was great. I love that.
What I can tell you about the Hair Down in Keys is that you just need to have a conversation. Because it's about the reptiles. It's everybody's been on there.
I totally
People
agree.
That we didn't always agree with has been on there, but I think that at this particular time we've all kind of evolved, past some things. I think that I would like. So let me tell you what I would like. I would like to see some of the intense anger to come down a little bit for that individual, because it's a person in the hobby, whether they're active or not. And you and MJ doing the damn show, because I was there.
I would love to do a show with MJ. I have no doubt I would love to do a show on my show or his show. I hands down will not stop podcasting until that happens.
And like I said,
as long as he's game for something that we can both stand behind, or I can sit behind, depending on how you look at it. About us, about the animals, about progressing the industry.
Yeah.
Are Peter Call and Sean Bradley racists? What's in Your Cup, episode 110. Why is that even a title? Why is that a title? Why is that even a title?
We can all agree with,
you know what I mean? That is about the most disrespectful way of condemning a person without here. And then you hear me. I spent an hour on that podcast talking to him, telling him my feelings, telling him how much I appreciate everyone and the ethnic variants we're seeing in ball pythons and in reptiles as a whole. That I didn't think I would see it when I'm seeing it, and I love that I'm seeing it when I'm seeing it because of the bigotry I've been around in the hobby the entire time. And when I say bigotry, that includes sexism.
I know.
Doesn't just include racism. I know. I'm explaining for other people to understand what I'm saying, because I have always been that person that's been like, hey, you need to show that person respect because she has earned her right to be here. Lori Barchak, Kim Bell, Colette Sutherland, Tracy Barker. There are others that I could go down the line of. Mickey Barr, people that you don't know. You know the first few names I mentioned. You don't know the rest. And the rest are actually, sadly enough, the women that are behind the men that really changed the industry. The very first person that built the very first 3-tiered show display, his wife is a gangster, right? Like, I can't, like, fuck the corn snake dude. He would have never done what he did without his wife being who she was. The frog guy, same story. The gecko guy, same story. The gecko guy got married on the beach in fucking California with the alligator from NARBC being the ring bearer at the fucking ceremony, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on. This industry has so much rich heritage that has to do with the people that are doing it and pushing it forward. Please, Nicole, help me make this a better place for everyone. And
so I think that the best way for us to improve it as a whole is, and this is it, we're going to accept each other for who we are, where we are, right? Nicole's way of helping is saying, at least work on that part where we don't feel that much anger about the person.
Oh, no.
Like
sadly,
how
Scorpio.
I think that we should work on that for the other person, and then maybe at some point.
I think you might be able to have that other person's ear enough that the mother and the wonderful person that you are can maybe get through to him. But I have tried.
We don't have private conversations, so it's not a person that I'm just going to talk to.
Right.
And honestly,
I have tried in my way of saying everything to that person.
I'm just saying. You said, Nicole, help me bring it together. We're not going to bring it together. If we can
help me bring it together by banning assholes that force us apart as being a part of it, that's absolutely got to be a part of it.
It's not going to happen.
If you're not a part of the solution, you are a part of the motherfucking problem.
But it's not going to happen, because you know why? There's a lot of people who like problems. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who likes chaos.
Fair
so that's
enough.
not going to happen. So all we can do is stay in the lane.
You got a little bit of Sean Bradley sensationalism out of you, and I've been a little unglued on this than I've been on anything else recently, because I will tell you, you wanted to know why I left podcasting. I owe you that apology.
That's how you feel.
But I really feel that strongly. But hey, look, I am the guy that's like doomsday. I'm fire and brimstone, but I'm not from a religious standpoint. I do not believe, I do not worship, and I do not go to that length. But and again, and I try not to openly go unhinged on people that do, because that's your prerogative and that's your lifestyle. That's what you choose to do in your time. My daughter can choose all of those things if she chooses those things. She knows at the end of the day, what she believes is what she believes. And I try to raise her that way. I tell her every day that she asks me my opinion on things like religion, society, politics. I give her my unvarnished most of the time. But I also tell her it's her choice too. That not to have her dad's views, but to research it and understand. Like one of her friends just went to a Christian camp for a week stay away. That I went to the same Christian camp when I was a boy. But I've been an atheist since I was a young boy, and even got suspended from religious private schools because I challenged theology classes to the point that they actually threw me out of class, threw me out of school, because I have that challenge in me, Nicole. And that challenge in me is just what I believe in is this, and it's what I'll challenge you to. And I'd like to discuss it. At what point do we hold people to a standard? Okay, thank you. And I'll leave it at that. You want to hold me to the standard of being more human? I'll be more human when I see a fucking human. That's it. I would never wish that on you. I would never wish that on you. However, I wish he told me the dog bite story.
Oh yeah, I it's not a story that I talk about often because I'm
sorry that happened.
Emotionally attached to it,
tragic.
But every anniversary I share it. I share it with people when they always talk about snakes versus dogs as pets and stuff like that.
Right.
Yes, I was paralyzed for 6 months.
Please understand that I have a lot of sensitivity to that.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, like, you talk about feeling. Like, I remember the first time I had to put my hands, and I guess it was oatmeal at therapy.
Yeah.
And crying because I couldn't feel the oatmeal. You know what I mean? Like something as simple as that. And the therapist is telling me, just touch it. One day you will. One day. And I can remember the day that
you got to relearn that sensitivity.
Yeah. Right? I can remember the day. And it was that day that I said, I will not be paralyzed. Well, I told my husband that when they told me there's a chance that she'll I said, I will not be paralyzed. That's the
so when I woke up on the ground and my fiance finally found me after I was calling for help for like 10 minutes, when I broke my back, I looked her straight in the eye and I said, I'll never walk again. I'll be paralyzed forever. And this will never change. Just like that. As matter of factly, she still talked about it. My neighbor was there too. And my neighbor was like, yep, bro, you knew right away. And I'm like, yep, I knew. And that was it. And then I knew from that day on, every bit of my life had to be about trying to be the best person I could as a paralyzed person.
Because at the end of the day, when you go through something like that and survive it, right?
Yes.
And that's why I guess another reason why I don't want you to hold those feelings, because it's so much of a,
like I said, 1 day pill, 1 month pill, 1 year pill.
I was going to say it's part of the reason why you do hold those feelings, because I got enough shit to deal with than to be dealing with a thumbnail. Yeah. So I get that. I get it.
I'm sorry. Right. Like that's it. Like let's progress and go forward and ask yourself, is my podcast host of choice dividing me or uniting me with others like me? And if the answer is dividing me, cancel that motherfucker right now. What have I done to divide you since I came back? I'm sorry. It doesn't need to be an amen. Doesn't need to be a mic drop.
Over and over again. I've said it to your face. I'll say it behind your back. I've said it when people come whispering in my chat, anything. Sean was the first person that of history to reach out to me, next to Ozzy, who agreed to come do my show at that time, to say they liked what I was doing. He was,
and I still do.
I was a Black woman doing it, and I say that part because you acknowledge the fact that not just that I was a woman, but damn, it is a Black woman out here doing it. This is amazing. I still have that message from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when people would,
I mean, I don't know if but I was because my whole life has been groomed in the reptile industry to understand that most people would not have an easy time, and that's why one of the reasons that Antoine and I have had a decent and above board interaction for all these years is that dude was around when, honestly, I'm pretty sure he got treated like shit by some people.
Great content. We talked about a lot. I Sean, like I said, I knew, I wanted you to get it out.
The sensitivity thing is something I don't have. I'm sorry. I don't. I've been through the worst things I believe life can throw at you already. And I don't have time for your shit. I don't. I want to just progress and make this a thing that
live and be happy. Live and let live. I get it.
Well, yeah, but that's not just it. It's like all eyes are on us, Nicole. All eyes are on us right now. Legislative bodies that are going to make this whole thing gone. Fucking gone. Look at what they did in Florida. They straight murdered your snakes, dude. The snakes you love. The snakes you love. They fucking murdered them like they were nothing. Like they were paper plates that fell out the garbage can at the 7-Eleven on the corner of the ghetto. They treated our animals that way. That doesn't give you like a little bit of feeling of helplessness when the government body can just come into your facility and murder your shit like that.
Right.
Like, you want to know why I was really silent during that too? I'll tell you why, because my opinion still to this very day on the men that did that would get me behind bars if I shared them publicly. So yeah, that's it. I can't. All I have to say is we don't have time for bullshit. We have time to band together, fight for our common thing, and that's it. Exuding positive energy only? Yes. If that's the case, yes. I am exuding positive energy in the fact that I do not want negative motherfuckers to bring this industry down anymore, and that I wish to God I could take them down with me in some way, because I would take them down for all of you, because I do want all of you just to excel as reptile breeders. And please, Reptiles and Cocktails, hopefully it gets you there. And Nicole, if you never have me on a show ever again, you have me forever in your corner. I will always give you any advice I can based on my knowledge. I will always give you an honest opinion of everything, and I will never lie to you.
And I appreciate it.
And I will never make clickbait and throw you under a bus.
Thank you.
Because I've never made clickbait.
Thank you. Because I'm violent. Amen.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, I knew it would go on.
Everybody, definitely. I hope you enjoyed. Share it out. This is one of, like I said, it's 4 hours, so you might have to break it up or listen to it while you clean them red. So, like I said, this has been fair. The way you feel is always fair. And I always tell people that, and everything that you said, is true to you. And whether, I agree 110% on everything, I will say that I can understand once you've had certain tragedies and certain things happen in your life, your patience for the bullshit is different. So I get it. Totally.
And the holding you guys to the standard that I've held myself to for the most part is very important to me. And to come back to it and leave drama at the door to truly try to do something. Like, dude, honestly, Off Topic Tuesdays is the expression of me. If you want to know me and you want to know me as a herper, all you got to do is watch those Tuesday shows. Don't watch none of that bullshit from before. Don't watch any of the Ball Python Friday shows. Even if they were great, don't watch them. Just watch those Off Topic Tuesday shows and understand the type of herper that I am and the type of herper that I want you guys all to be. And I hope that, because I really think we wouldn't have the laws we have. I really don't.
There you have it, guys. We're going to go ahead and end it.
Good night, guys. I'm sorry this ran 4 hours long.
You don't have to explain.
Stupid. Yeah. No, it's just I haven't been on the air for a while.
Nope.
Because I said what I said.
Great. We out.